Well, I grew up in a military family, primarily went to high school in Hawaii. My father was 35 years in the Air Force, Army Air Corps and Air Force business. Graduated from West Point in 1928 and had a really illustrious career, and it was his experience and inspiration that led me to go to the academy. He was in the early flying game. He ended up working for General Hap Arnold in the Pentagon, who gave him his first star the day that I was born and sent him to Saipan as commander of the 73rd Bomb Wing. In those days, it was very prominent to have nose art on the front of the aircraft. Most of them were very attractive women with catchy phrases below. But my father's B-29 had a big, fat, ugly baby in diapers with a bomb cocked over its shoulder, and the name of the aircraft was Terrible Terry. So having been born that year, my father, I think, wanted to commemorate my birth by putting a bomb in my hand on an aircraft in the early days, so that's a very memorable event. He would tolerate me going to West Point, but if I went to an academy, I knew he would want me to go to Air Force. But I made the decision, he didn't push me, and I made it because I really loved the country and loved national defense, and he set the example, and I just wanted to perhaps do a fraction of what he had accomplished for the nation. And so that was a motivating force for me to go to the academy at the time. Basic cadet training was quite a shock to my system. I had perhaps too much fun out in Hawaii in high school. Really didn't know what I was going to face when I got to the academy. I should have done some more research. Never quite acclimated to the 5 a.m. runs, the parade, circling the parade field at high port arms, taking meals under combat conditions. But I was determined to get through it, and I did, and got great support from my classmates, the 13th Squadron Red Tag Bulldogs. And we supported each other in different ways, and I was very proud to get through that summer. But it was perhaps the most significant test that I can recall in life. And some of my classmates just sailed through it. I was jealous because it was a piece of cake. And it was a struggle for me. I had some good victories, I had some defeats during the summer, but made it through. And once I did, and once you were accepted at the end of the summer into the wing, I pretty much knew I had it made because I thought I could achieve or perform whatever was asked of me from that point on. And but it was a watershed moment that summer. Well, I wanted to fly like my father. I learned very quickly at the academy that unless I got a waiver for flight training for my eyes, I was not going to be eligible for pilot training, and no waiver was forthcoming. So that was a disappointment, and that's of course what led me into law. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the law degree, but I just enjoyed it and I wanted to go get it. The major point that I learned, which has stayed with me from the academy, is that you could do a lot more than you thought you could do. The determination and the understanding that you could succeed if you put your mind to it and your effort to it stayed with me for life. And I think that lesson, plus a lot of luck I had along the way, led me to some pretty interesting opportunities and avenues as my career developed. So you get this terrific foundation at the academy, intellectually, academically, athletically, and then you graduate, and you don't know for sure where things are going to take you. But with that foundation, you have a great chance of doing what you want to do and doing it well. Sure, there are disputes. There are disputes now. Is it as hard as it was? Is it too easy? Is it too hard? But the core objective, of excellence and pursuit of excellence and integrity remain the same. And I think that's where we benefit greatly as a country from our Air Force Academy and the other academies as well. That's why I'm dedicated to helping. just can't think of a better way to help than through the academy.